I am Sini Pasha. Our top focus this hour. Congress leader Mani Shankar Aiyar is courting controversy in an interview to a Pakistani news channel. Mani Shankar Aiyar said that it is important that Modi be removed as Prime Minister if the deadlock between India and Pakistan has to end. Aiyar was speaking on a Pakistani news channel when he made these comments. Let's listen in to that statements made by the senior Congress leader. Senior Congress leader Mani Shankar Aiyar courting controversy for criticizing the Indian Prime Minister on a Pakistani channel, saying that bilateral relations between India and Pakistan cannot go ahead with Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister of India. After courting controversy with that statement, Mani Shankar Aiyar spoke to our executive editor Javed Ansari. Here's a look at that exclusive interview.
Mani Shankar Aiyar. Mr. Mani Shankar Aiyar, I'm sure you're aware that your interview to Dunya TV has created a furore.
It's created a furore, but as far as I can see, most people haven't seen the interview. So I'm happy that you have shown the whole of the interview before talking to me.
Yes, we have seen in the interview, and what people are taking umbrage at is the fact that you have told Dunya TV that remove Modi. Now, your opponents and your critics say that should you be saying that on foreign soil, asking for Modi's removal? What exactly did you mean by Modi's?
I meant that unless and until this government ceases to be, I do not foresee an improvement in our relations. Now, obviously, the only way in which we can end the life of this government is by defeating them in the next general elections. So I do not anticipate any improvement in India-Pakistan relations so long as the Modi government is in office. And once we defeat him in 2019, as I am increasingly convinced we are going to be doing, we can then resume the relationship that was established by Dr. Manmohan Singh and which has been described in great detail in Khurshid Kasuri's book.
But many would say that this is an afterthought, that in your Dunya TV interview you've said, Inko hatao. Were you asking them to remove?
How can I possibly invite someone else to hatao my Prime Minister? मैंने कहा कि इनको हटाएं और उसके बाद ही कुछ आगे बढ़ सकते हैं. This is a complete distortion of what I said. If this is being argued that I've invited the Pakistanis to throw out Modi, that's not at all what I said or what I meant.
But many would say that was it appropriate on your part that you should be washing dirty linen in public? You can fight political battles domestically, but not in a foreign country, especially so in Pakistan.
My answer is that this used to be the norm. It has been violated by Narendra Modi, who has gone from capital after capital after capital and denounced the Congress and the Congress leadership in no uncertain terms. It's he who's violated this norm, and therefore I see no reason why I cannot tell the truth as I see it anywhere in the world, including Pakistan.
But do two wrongs make a right?
I don't believe this is wrong. I believe what I said was correct.
So you certainly don't regret saying what you did?
Why on earth should I?
So that was Mr. Mani Shankar Aiyar. He steadfastly believes that he did no wrong by speaking to Dunya TV and saying what he did. With camera person Preetham, this is Javed Ansari.
Like Mani Shankar Aiyar, they're remaining defiant, saying there's no need to apologize and that his statements are being quoted out of context. Now, Mani Shankar's statements are being criticized by politicians across party lines and evidently embarrassed Congress party is too desperately trying to distance itself from his comments. Take a look.
While he is traveling abroad and he is calling the world leaders for a fight against terrorism under the shadow of the tragedy in Paris, people like Mani Shankar Aiyar belong to the Congress party, who has been a minister, who has been a foreign officer, is talking like this. It's shocking. It's nothing but.
Live for more on this story, let's get a word from our executive editor Javed Ansari, who's with us live from the National Capital. Also with us, Maha Siddiqui. I want to come to you first, Javed Ansari. Mani Shankar Aiyar refuses to apologize for the statements that he's made, in spite of the fact that his own party is now trying to distance itself from these comments.
Yes, Mani Shankar Aiyar says that he's done no wrong. You have to wait for You have to wait for another election process happens, and he will be removed. I especially asked him whether he regretted the fact. Was it appropriate on his part to have said so for soil, especially Pakistan? Even that he didn't. He said if the Prime Minister can go abroad and repeatedly criticize the opposition, repeatedly criticize the Congress party, the Congress leadership, then it's fair game. Even he has the right to criticize. So Mani Shankar Aiyar not stepping back from what he had said, but he did clarify. He didn't ask for his overthrow. He said that you need to wait. He says, this is what I meant, that you need to wait for 4 years when the next elections happen, then he will be defeated and removed.
Right, Javed, stay on with us. Let's also get a word from Maha Siddiqui, who covers the foreign ministry for us. Maha, this is a foreign policy faux pas, but as Mani Shankar Aiyar there very clearly said in his interview to Javed Ansari that he's not the first one who started this trick.
Well, he may not have been the first person to have been critical of an opponent, political opponent in the country and talking about him outside the country. But remember, even when the Prime Minister speaks about his political opponents, that is the Congress party, on foreign soil, it has been criticized by the Congress party. So Mani Shankar Aiyar should have perhaps kept that in mind. Also, since he's a veteran politician, also somebody who has dabbled in foreign policy, he ought to know one thing clearly, that foreign policy goes on from one government to another despite the change of regime, and that is something that has been made clear ample number of times even by the Congress party on issues of foreign policy and decisions taken. Usually even the opposition is on most accounts with the government. So clearly him making a statement of this nature to a Pakistani television channel, and also the way in which he said it, if you have seen that clip, Simi, where the interviewer goes back to him and says, sir, does it mean that you expect Pakistan to do that deed for India? So clearly the way in which he also said it left a lot of open gaps, and that is why perhaps it is coming in for so much of criticism.
Absolutely, that statement has left a bad taste here in India as well. Maha and Javed Ansari, thanks so much for that update. We're going to keep coming back to you for more developments. Many politicians across party lines slamming this statement, saying that it was not in good taste.
Nisaga mama mani pamaga ni pamaga sani pamani sapasa. जहाँ तक याद आती रहेगी.